ठीक है, लेट मी नो। आई थिंक देखो अब आई थिंक वही आ रहा होगा, ठीक है, मतलब लाइक
हाँ आ रहा है
स्टार्ट हो गया। हाँ
नहीं,
मतलब
बट इट्स वेरी ब्लर्ड।
अरे वो उसके अंदर आ रही है, स्टूडियो के अंदर आ रही है। हाँ अब ठीक हो गया।
Yeah, but it's still very blurred, like people can't see properly.
Guys, 24 people are waiting. अब बंद कर दो इसे.
और सुन,
They might
you guys have to mute now.
अपना लेआउट चेंज
Okay
कर ले
guys,
स्क्रीन
come on.
का।
अरे वन लास्ट थिंग, ये वीडियो डिलीट तो नहीं होगी ना लाइव वाली? बिकॉज काफी लोगों का मैसेज आ रहा है मेरे को कि प्लीज डिलीट मत करना एंड ऑल दैट।
नहीं, we'll put it up on our channel. अच्छा, okay guys,
अबे भाई रिकॉर्ड इसके नहीं होगा।
Change your layout.
हाँ, चेंज और लेआउट स्क्रीन, प्रेजेंटेशन ऊपर रख और फोटोज नीचे आनी चाहिए हमारी जो
that
वीडियोस है।
Krishna has to change, not me.
अरे नहीं, तू स्क्रीन शेयर कर रहा है ना, तो अपने
Hari
गूगल
matter
मीट से
and
लेआउट चेंज कर।
अच्छा, okay, just give me a second. How do you want me to do it?
Just do sidebar.
हाँ, ठीक है।
No, wait. Spotlight is fine, I guess. सिर्फ presentation.
Spotlight में सिर्फ presentation दिखेगी then.
नहीं, spotlight में I think वो खुद shift होता रहता है as per the person who's speaking.
ठीक है, I'm doing spotlight for now. ठीक है,
देख लो.
cool. Krishna, let me know how many people are there right now. Guys, सब mute कर लो.
Ansh, just for information, it is not changing on the live, so it's okay.
अंश एक बार ना अपने आप को ही पिन कर ले, रीजन बीइंग कि तू लाइव कर रहा है तो साइड में हमारी वो भी आ रहा है, इफ यू डोंट वांट दैट।
Okay guys, one thing, ठीक है, for all the people who are on this meet, don't go for live stream. If you are on that, you will mute yourself now. ठीक है, Krishna, how many people are there right now?
52.
Cool. उज्जवल, एक बार ग्रुप पे मैसेज डाल देना in like another by 12:05 that will be starting. ठीक है, जो रिक्रूटमेंट्स के ग्रुप है।
रिक्वेस्ट एक्सेप्ट करना स्टार्ट कर दिया तुमने?
हाँ, that's one ना, 50 people are already here.
ओके।
उज्जवल, एक बार लिंक भी भेज दे उसके साथ, just so that for the people who just joined.
ओके।
Okay. Hi guys. I hope you can hear me. So, Ujjwal, could you please let me know if the screen's visible and if you guys can hear me?
Yes, yes, we can.
Great. So, hi guys. Obviously, I think offline orientation nahi hai, so I can't really talk to you guys personally. But welcome to this virtual orientation, and let's start. So, it's a pleasure having you guys here, and I hope you guys are excited to know what Enactus is and what we do. So, without taking much of your time, let's get started and talk about the Social Entrepreneurship Society of Enactus DTU, of DTU. Sorry. Um, so yeah. So first things first, what does Enactus actually stand for? It stands for Entrepreneurial Action Us, right? And it's an international non-profit student run organization that believes in the philosophy of service before self, right? So before I get into explaining about what being a member of Enactus entails, let's just look at some numbers related to Enactus, right? So you can see on the screen, right? It's present in 36 countries, in 1,700 universities, has over 70,000 active members. So indeed, a great organization, going by the numbers, right? If you're someone who believes in them. Moving on to what is Enactus DTU, right? So it's obviously a student chapter of the parent organization Enactus, and our motive is to provide a platform to students like you who wish to bring about a change in the lives of the underprivileged through social entrepreneurship and innovation, right? So we've always been at the forefront of impacting livelihoods through our projects, along with harnessing the skills and talents of our members, right? And I will sum up Enactus DTU and what it does in one sentence through an example that was told to me by my senior, and that is something that still remains with me, right? And it goes like this: that give a man a fish, and he will be hungry again tomorrow. Teach him how to catch a fish, and he will be richer all his life, right? So moving on to our projects, right? So we have three running projects, that's Unnati, Milan, and Unnayan. And so we'll start off with Project Milan first. So I'll call upon Rishi to brief you guys about what Project Milan is and what it does. So Rishi.
Am I audible and visible?
Yeah, you're audible. Go ahead. Yeah.
Right. So, talking about Project Milan, right? Project Milan aims to tackle India's arguably one of the most crucial problems that we're facing in the Indian economy right now, and that's the bad nature or the struggling nature that the Indian farmers are in right now. They are the backbone of the Indian economy, but even that being said, they don't make enough money and they can't sustain themselves. And it's a problem that we aim to tackle with Milan. Do is what Project Milan is. Project is a aquaponic plant that aims to take huge strides towards making customers that in the agricultural industry. What is aquaponics, right? Aquaponics itself is a concept that combines the worlds of aquaculture and hydroponics. Aquaculture is, or pisciculture as it's otherwise known, is the cultivation of fishes. Hydroponics is soilless farming using nutrient-rich water to grow crops. How do we combine this? We take the nutrient-rich water, which has the fish excrete, and we treat it in our filters. We let it sit for a while. There are certain procedures that need to be done, and then we flow that water in the plant roots, ensuring quicker growth of the plants itself. So this way, uh, both the farmer who will implement this would profit with he would be able to sell fishes as well. His crop would be organic. There is no use of fertilizer. The water used is very less because it's an entirely closed system. After the nitrate rich water flows through the plants and that nitrates are absorbed by the plants, that same water is recirculated to the fishes. So it's not like you have to continuously water the whole system again and again. Around 80% of water reduction can be achieved in aquaponics. Moving on, the main problem with aquaponics and why it's not easily implementable in India right now is because there's a high setup cost. So the setup was one of the things that we focused on a lot while setting up Project Milan. We managed to reduce the setup cost by 57% for a plant of this size. We did that in 2 years. making, as you can see in the pictures, we made the growing beds and fish tanks with bamboos and wood, covered them with pond liners. We refrained from using plastic and metals because they are bad for the environment and they would have been more expensive to set up as well. We literally analyzed every single component of aquaponics and asked ourselves how we could make this better or how we could make this cheaper, and we succeeded in reducing the cost by more than half. So that was one of the things that we have done. Right now, it's been 18 months since Milan was started, and we have a full-fledged aquaponics system, as you can see in the pictures on the DTU site itself, and we are looking forward to our first harvest very soon.
Great. I think thanks a lot, Rishi, for introducing this. So I think now next we'll move on to Project Unnati. So Aditya, could you please take the floor?
Yeah, sure, thanks. So the story for Project Unnati goes something like this. 3 years back, Enactus DTU realized that the internet boom which existed in India did not reach 90% of the population. We saw that digital literacy was practically non existent among the population of India. Our aim, our aim was then to reduce this digital divide and provide an opportunity to anyone to access millions of resources online. With this aim in mind, Project Unnati was started by our seniors. Our work focused on providing digital literacy and employment opportunities to everyone and to ensure that every person is able to benefit the maximum out of the services that we provide to them, right? Now, Project Unnati works in fundamentally 5 steps. The first step is that we first carry out detailed consumer and market analysis through surveys and competitor analysis and SWOT analysis and whatnot. Then we go on to establish Unnati cafes. So, what are Unnati cafes, right? Unnati cafes are essentially nodal centers, which are centers which offer digital courses and which run to a sustainable level in urban slums of Delhi NCR. Third, we select entrepreneurs to run these cafes to a sustainable level. These entrepreneurs are selected from these slums itself and are educated to some level, to the level that they can impart their education that they have received in the past to the others in the slum. Fourth, over the next 4 months or the next 5 months, there are PR campaigns and digital days that are conducted that aim to increase our reach in these cafes. Then, once a student completes their course, they are provided with proper certifications with which they can aim to secure jobs in the future and aim to be economically and financially sustainable for their families and provide for their household. Through this basic flow, we try to maximize the benefit to the people. Over the past 3 years that we have existed as a project, we have established close to 30 cafes all around Delhi NCR. We have had multiple collaboration with NGOs such as Goonj, Robin Hood Army, and etc. and etc. We have had collaboration with companies such as Honeywell, Microsoft, and so on and so forth. And we also aim to scale up in the few coming years and the coming months. And basically, yeah, we need people to actually go to visits. We need people to actually learn how to conduct these digital courses. And that is what we aim for. And that is what is Project Unnati. Yeah, so that is basically it. Uh, I think now we'll have Ali to explain you what Project Unnayan is.
Yeah, okay, great. Ali, can we have you?
Hi guys. So my name is Ali. I'm in third year. I'm studying environmental engineering, and I'm the current head for Project Unayan. So what is Project Unayan? Project Unayan basically caters and addresses to the problems related to hygiene, healthcare, and sanitation in urban slums. So we started out with an aim to provide clean drinking water in urban slums, and for the same, we decided that we would set up uh, RO filtration systems in a potential slum, and then sell out water bottles at a very reasonable rate. But due to certain difficulties, we could not really take that idea ahead, so we went back to the books, we went back to brainstorming, and we finally decided upon the biosand filtration system as our primary mode of filtering water. For the same, we got trained from a multi-million dollar NGO, which is Segal Foundation. It is based in Gurgaon. We got trained as to how to make the biosand filter, how to take care of it, how is a whole maintenance process related to it, and we also made a working prototype in the college premises as well. But after doing that, we encountered another problem, which was affordability. The biosand filter is a stainless steel body filter, and as you all know, stainless steel body is something which is not very affordable. And since we aim to cater to the customers living in urban slums, uh, affordability is a big issue. So we went back to brainstorming, and that is when we produced our first prototype. The first prototype that we built in a college premises using more affordable substitutes for materials, such as replacing stainless steel body with plastic body and whatnot. We produced our first filter, and soon after that, we got into a collaboration with an NGO called Karma Path. This NGO is based in Delhi. It focuses on helping out children, their psychological development, providing them with quality education. So the basic aim of the collaboration was to find potential slums in and around Delhi where we could potentially sell the filter. So, uh, coming back to the question of what is a biosand filter, a biosand filter is an highly efficient water filtration system which uses common construction materials such as dust, which is a construction sand, and rocks of varying sizes as its key and primary uh, filtering components. The thing that sets biosand filter apart from other uh, normal water filtration systems is that it does not require electricity to operate and can theoretically function for 30 years without requiring any significant replacement of a part or any significant maintenance from our side, thus making it highly affordable and highly efficient for the masses. We built a second prototype soon after, where we increased the efficiency of the biosand filter. We increased the holding capacity so that it could hold more water than before. And soon after, we set up the first filter in a target slum. The slum was near Mayur Vihar. It's a place called Khadar, Yamuna Khadar. We set up the first filter there. After we were done with the technology, we had to come up with a business model, a sustainable business model. And for now, what we have thought of is that we will select a potential entrepreneur, a potential person from the NGO where we would like to operate. We would train him as to how to make the biosand filter, and then once he's properly trained, he knows the ins and outs of the biosand filter. We will help him just get potential customers in the vicinity of the slum, and thus we would be able to solve two problems that are existent in the society right now. First is unemployability, so we would be providing employment to an entrepreneur or two entrepreneurs if need be. And we would also be solving the water problem, which is a very serious problem in urban slums. Uh, People are resorting to drinking unclean water just because they cannot afford a proper filtration water filtration system. So I think that a biosand filter is something that could potentially solve this problem, and I look forward to having more members in my team. It's a really fun journey. We have have a lot of brainstorming sessions. We talk about technology, we talk about finances, we talk about how to make the biosan filter better. So we are always continuously evolving. And if you want to be a part of this team, if you like to be a part of this team, then be prepared for a lot of fun, a lot of team bonding, a lot of knowledge from your side. So I guess that encapsulates what Project Onion is doing right now.
Okay, okay. Thanks, Ali. So I think next I'll call upon Anshita to brief. So okay, before I call upon Anshita, let me just tell you guys what the next session is all about. So these were our main projects, right? Apart from the projects, we also have auxiliary teams that work to support the project and Enactus D2 as a whole. So the next session is going to be mainly briefing you guys about how these auxiliary teams work. So next I'll call upon Anshita to take up marketing.
Hey guys, I'm Anshita Jain, and I'm one of the co-heads of the marketing department here at Enactus DTU. So the marketing team here at Enactus DTU helps our members not only learn how social marketing works, but also helps you develop various skills like content creation and visual design. So as you enter college, you'll find yourself at a very good position if you start learning these skills early on, and they'll have a two-way street. When you grow, Enactus DTU grows, and of course, the vice versa also happens. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Anshita. So I think next I'll call upon Khushi. She'll be briefing you guys about the corporate department, right? So Khushi.
Thanks, Sanj. So basically, to brief you guys about what corporate team does is that it basically works towards getting collaborations with different companies and even NGOs that can, in turn, help our projects work more efficiently and effectively. So the members of Enactus DTO have been successful in bringing many such corporations on board, such as Lenovo, Flipkart, Microsoft, and many more. So if you ask me what's in it for you, so the corporate teams helps you develop a sense of business etiquette, right, and provides you exposure in such a way that that you can help yourself prepare for your life after college. So we mainly focus on devising strategies to fish out prospects that might be beneficial to Enactus DTO. So as you all know that we are a non-profit organization, right? So it is even more important for us to keep looking for fruitful collaborations that satisfy the interests of Enactus at its core while implementing our corporate values. So that's it from the corporate side.
Okay. Uh, Thank you, Khushi. So next, I think I'll call upon Ishan to talk about research. So Ishan. Ishan, are you here with us?
Yes. Hi, hi, Ansh.
Yeah.
So, I'm here to talk to you guys about the research department. As you guys know, research department is one of the many auxiliary teams of Enactus DTU. The auxiliary teams of Enactus essentially serve as the backbone for all of our functioning projects. In research, you'll get to actually work on not just the theoretical parts of science, which I'm sure you'll have a lot of during your engineering course, but actually work on a practical perspective of how you can implement new era technology and cutting edge technology and tools into your projects. And when you do that, it takes a lot of
Ishan,
brainstorming.
sorry to break you. Could you just speak a bit louder? I think the
Oh,
voice is not very clear to people
I'm sorry.
on
I'm
YouTube.
sorry.
Yeah.
Am I audible now?
Yeah, I think it's better. Yeah.
Yeah. So, as I was saying, in research, you get the opportunity to actually focus on the practical aspects of research and science and use technologies and cutting edge tools to implement, to optimize your projects even further. In research, you develop a lot of personal skills, such as learning about business strategy, learning about how a business model functions, learning about how a business model becomes feasible, and if it's not, how to make it feasible. You get to learn a lot of practical things, and writing research papers for Enactus DTU actually gives you an added advantage, because if you start working in research soon enough, you can actually be working on research from the very first year of joining and have your name be on research papers and academic papers as in when you work through Enactus. So that was about research. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Ishan. So I think next I'll call upon Nishant to brief you guys about the technical department here. So Nishant.
Yeah,
Hi guys, good afternoon and welcome to the orientation of Enactus DTU for this session. My name is Nishant Soni and I head the technical division for Enactus DTU. Basically, the technical division of Enactus DTU is driven to provide any and all technical novel solutions towards our projects in order to propagate their reach. For example, recently we have been developing a comprehensive state of the art software for Project Unnati, which helps to increase our outreach towards the rural children of the slums and helps publicize our course on a very clean and neat platform. Each and every project at some course in its life requires some sort of technical enhancement or technical solutions, which the technical team of Enactus DTU provides very progressively. And I would say that if you are a person who is interested in technicalities and is interested in softwares, then this would be the team to join for you, because not only do you get to experience a sort of real life environment that relates to tech, but also having worked with Enactus DTU and having projects of Enactus DTU under your belt does carry a lot of weightage going forward. So I urge all of you guys who are interested to keep these things in mind. And yeah, I hope to see you guys at the interviews.
Okay. Thank you, Nishant. So I think that's it with the auxiliary team. So now we also have some events throughout the year, right? Majorly there are two events. Um, so I think I'll call upon Ujjwal to brief you guys about that. So Ujjwal.
Yeah, thank you, Ansh. So, hi guys. Let me start by introducing myself first. So, I am Ujjwal. I am the Vice President of Enactus DTU for this academic year. And first of all, congratulations, you guys, for making it to the DTU. And a very warm welcome to the orientation of Enactus. So now coming back to the point, apart from the projects, we have two other important aspects of this whole Enactus journey. One is Soch and the other one is Nationals. Ansh, can you please change the slide? Yeah. So starting, let's first discuss the Nationals. So guys, Nationals is the annual symposium competition organized by Enactus India, in which the Enactus teams from all across India present their respective projects in front of a group of highly esteemed judges, which comprises of CEOs and CFOs of big firms like KPMG, Procter and Gamble, Hindustan Unilever, etc. All in all, it's a very big event, and I'm very proud to state that Enactus DTU has always performed splendidly and managed to remain among the top 10 teams at every nationals competition. We have also won the nationals competition in 2013 and represented India in the Enactus World Cup held in Mexico that year. So the whole point of this slide is to show you that our projects do get recognition. But one important aspect here is that this is not the sole motivating factor for which we work. Uh, what we do here at Enactus is to make an impact and to do something good for the society. And that is what is the primary driving force for all of us. And the same should be for you. Nationals is a part of journey. It is important for us, but it is not all that we work for. So yeah, now moving on. The Ansh, please, next slide. So the next important aspect is Soch. So Soch is an annual festival of Enactus DTU, in which we invite teams from all Enactus teams, particularly from all across Delhi NCR, to participate in multitude of events. Our flagship event is generally a social ideathon, in which we give a social problem to each of the participating teams and ask them to come up with a business model to solve that particular problem. Apart from the main event, we also have multiple supplementary fun events ranging from photography, trade wars to quizzes. All in all, it is a day packed with fun as well as intellectual activities. And to top it all off, at the end of the event, we have the infamous Enactus parties, जिसके चर्चे पूरे कैंपस में होते हैं. तुम अपने किसी भी सीनियर से पूछ सकते हो. So, मतलब it has become a sort of a tradition now. And if this doesn't excite you, I don't know what will. So yeah, till now we have successfully organized two editions of Soch and have witnessed an overwhelming participation in both of them. So moving on, next slide, Ansh.
Yeah, just a sec. Just give me a sec. There's some issue. Yeah, go ahead.
So now, why should you join Enactus? अब like Enactus party ने भी अगर तुम्हें motivate नहीं किया, तो let me give you some more reasons why you should join Enactus. So the number one is growth. So here at Enactus, we make sure that each of our members gets sufficient opportunity to harness their full potential. Moreover, we are a very selective society, so you will get a chance to work with some of the best minds in DTU, and which will push you to work hard every day. And I can personally vouch for the fact that if you put in efforts, you will witness tremendous personal growth here at Enactus DTU. The next comes the exposure. The exposure that you will get here at Enactus is just unparalleled. It is the biggest USP of Enactus. And one day you will be sitting in a slum, and the next day you'll be sitting in a big corporate office having discussion with the senior most management. I don't think any other society can provide you an exposure like that. And the next one is experience. So Enactus also provides you a very unique experience. You will be working in a startup-like environment, thinking like an entrepreneur, and running a business. Moreover, these so-called slum visits are actually the most enriching part of the whole Enactus journey, and they truly make you a very humble person. So, and the last one is the skills. So, of course, you will get all the opportunities to work on every kind of skills, whether they be the soft skills or the hard skills. So soft skills like leadership, teamwork, communication, project management, and hard skills like content writing, graphic designing, web development, and even app development. So all these things will come in very handy during your placements. One more thing, one more reason I believe that is not mentioned here in the slide, but I believe that is a very important one. That is the personal satisfaction. So when you do something good for the society, the satisfaction that you derive from that is just unparalleled. And I believe this should be the most important reason for you to join Enactus. I personally joined this society primarily for this reason, and I believe this is a good enough reason for anyone to join Enactus. So yeah, that's all about the reasons. So yeah, over to you, Ansh.
Okay. Great. Thanks a lot, Ujjwal. So I think everyone's pretty clear with what an actus is and what we do and all of those things and stuff like that. And we'll take up questions in some time, right? Um, but for now, just to brief you guys about the recruitment process, right? So we'll have a Google form which we will open on 16th December 12 a.m. and it'll be active for a day. So 16th December 11:59 p.m. We will close it, right? So you guys have to fill that form. It's a compulsory thing, and then people who qualify that will move. We will have a group discussion round, and the final will be a personal interview, right? So it's basically a three-step process that we follow here at Enactus DTU, right? So yeah, that's a bit about the recruitment process. The exact date, timeline of group discussion and personal interview will be provided to you guys in the groups that you guys are there right now. That is the Enactus DTU recruitment groups, right? So before I actually open the floor to let's say any questions, right? I just like to say one last thing, and that is Enactus DTU is not just another society of DTU. It is a family, right? It's a place where you get to meet some of the best people in college. So make sure you do not let this opportunity slip away, because trust me, you're probably gonna regret it in your second year, right? And there are a lot of people who do. So anyway, moving on to the next I mean, it's the end, right? So I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys might have some questions that you want us to answer. So the floor is open for questions. You can obviously type your questions in the live chat, and we'll be taking it. Vibhor, Arushi, could you guys let me know if there are any questions till now?
Okay, hi. There's one question. One of the guys asked the question, what kind of specific works that we are supposed to do online as we are not meeting so often? So can we brief them
Okay.
about what kind of tasks they would get
Uh,
them?
Okay, sure. So, guys, I mean, I do understand that we are mostly online right now, but the two of our projects, specifically two projects, that is Project Unnayan and Project Milan, they have visits, they have on-ground work, right? So people are going to the sites, they're going to the for field visits and all of that. So work has started, although it might not be at that intensity that it was before, but on-ground work has started. So you will have to, go out and stuff like that. However, it's not I mean, I also understand that some of you might not be able to do that, so it's not like there's no work online. There's a lot of work online. There's research and like uh, developments and like specific to each project. So there is work online, there is work offline. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. Next question.
So yes,
uh,
we had a question like, what are the prerequisites for joining the technical team?
Nishant, would you take that
Yeah,
question?
yeah, I'll take up this question. So, guys, there are no prerequisites as of such for the freshers, because we do understand that this is your first time in college, and straight out of high school you might not have the skills to, just sit and develop an application. At this point, rather than skills, we are looking more for intent, and we are looking for your genuine nature and interest. So don't worry about the skills part as of now. It is something that you will learn within the first 2 years of your college. Your technical skills will develop, and we would love to be a part of the journey that helps you develop those skills. So as of now, I would say don't worry about your skill set. Worry more about your intent and your genuine concern for the society. I think that should be enough.
Okay, thank you, Nishant. Next question, guys.
So
Hello,
there are
Arushi,
some
Vibhor.
doubts. There are
Yeah,
some doubts about
yeah.
whether the students will be able to manage their studies side by side or not.
Okay. With this, I mean, I can only give you some examples, right? So in our, in our team, we have so many people who have a CGPA above 9. Okay, we have people who have a CGPA above 8. Take a lot of them. At least most of us have a CGPA above 8. So if that is something that you say that you can manage your studies, definitely you can. And people with the CGPA are people who work a lot, right? So you can honestly speaking, you can manage everything. It's all about how you do stuff, right? So yes, definitely you can manage, and it's not we do not really compromise your studies for an actors DTU. So definitely you will be able to manage everything, right? That's not an issue at all. So yeah, I hope that answers your question. And also, like, if you want to know, there are so many people from Enactus who've gone on to become parts of big corporates like Microsoft, Citibank, PwC, Bain, and like all of these things. So yeah, you'll definitely be able to manage. That's not an issue. Next question.
Um, One of the guys asked the question, ki, is there any prerequisite technical skills or any kind of skills they need for any kind of auxiliary teams or project? So yeah.
Okay. So guys, like I mentioned, you do not need to have like some prerequisite skills. Uh, that is why I say that an actors DTU does not only look for, let's say, talented people. What is more important for us is your intent, how you are as a person, what is your nature, what's your personality. Those things are more important, because we've seen over the time that people uh, who have a good personality outdo people who have just raw talent, right? So that's what we need, right? You do not need to have some like really good skills, but it's more about your intent, more about how you think, how compassionate you are towards this cause. I think that's what matters more to us.
Yeah, and guys, there is a motto at Enactus that you should have a heart for the world and a head for the business. That is all we seek from you. If you have that, then you
Right.
are most welcome to join Enactus. And I believe that summarizes what we are looking for in people in a very precise manner.
Right. Next question.
So this is a special question that how can one proceed if they have a particular startup idea?
Uh, okay. I don't know if I'm actually qualified to answer that, but I think what you can actually do is there are a whole lot of processes. So I hope you have like your market research, your consumer research, user
No, I
personas,
think
UI, UX, and
Ansh,
all
I
of
think
that. But yeah.
he's asking if he can implement his idea through Enactus. I believe that
Oh, okay.
it.
Is that what you're asking? I'm sure I mean, I didn't get the question right. Then Vibor, let me know if that's the question.
Yeah, that is the particular sense. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry then. Sorry, I didn't get the question right. So see it again. If you think of implementing your startup through Enactus, this is a very subjective thing. It completely depends on what your idea is and what your end goal is, right? So I can't really give you an answer right now. It all depends
Yeah,
on what you're doing and stuff. Yeah.
guys, basically what we do here at Enactus is social entrepreneurship. So if your startup idea solves any sort of social problems that we see around us, then those kind of ideas we do incorporate here at Enactus. But if it's just a solely profit making idea, that's also good. But that is not the exactly the kind of thing that we are doing here at Enactus.
Exactly. True. Next question.
Someone is asking if it's possible, can we give them a little brief that what will happen in the PI round and group discussion round beforehand, if that's okay.
Uh, guys, मतलब बहुत simple सा round है. I don't think there is anything extra in any of these rounds. Group discussion is basically you will be giving your topic. You'll be in a group and you'll have to discuss that group, and you'll probably be taking sides and stuff. That's what the group discussion is. The personal interview is just like any other personal interview. You'll be talking to us, so I can't really reveal each and everything that's going to happen there, right, in a personal interview. So that you'll get to know that once you move ahead in the process. So yeah, hope that answers your question.
So another question is, can someone manage Enactus with USME and at the same time with other societies as well?
Okay. What I can tell you from this as a very honest thing, it depends on the society that you are managing. Apart from Enactus, so I'm personally a part of two societies, one Enactus and one another society, and both of them are time intensive societies. So I can easily manage those, but obviously you will need to have one priority at the end of the day, the topmost priority. So for me that's Enactus. For you it can be something else, whatever. So yeah, but coming to when you talk about can one manage an actress with a tech society, because I know the kind of work that tech societies require, that to be very frank, it depends on your capabilities, to be very honest. We have a person who is a part of a technical society and managing an actress and doing great, right? But we also have people who were part of both and they left one of them purely because they were not able to handle it, right? So this is again, it depends on you as a person, how you take things. So yeah. Next question.
Are there examples of any startup idea that was implemented in Enactus?
No, not as far as I can recall.
I guess there are no more questions for now. Yeah, there's one question. What is the difference between Rotract and Enactus?
uh okay, so I don't know if I'll be able to very precisely tell you that, right? But as far as I know about Rotract, it's more about it's like an NGO, right? They do organize events, they have all of that, and they have their workshops and stuff like that. But where Enactus is different is we are not an NGO, we are a let's say social entrepreneurship organization. So we train people to earn by themselves rather than going there and maybe helping them in some sort. So I think that answers your question. So basically we run businesses, uh, whereas Rotrack doesn't run businesses. Uh, it holds workshops and all of these things to help people and spread awareness and these type of things.
So there's this one question that um, basically how do you manage an actors with along with East Campus? So that was one
Sorry.
question. How do you
Could,
manage Enactus along with East Campus?
okay, I think Soumya, do you want to go ahead and take that question?
Okay, all right, guys. So I'm from East Campus and I'm a third year BBA student. So let me tell you that it's not difficult to manage Enactus with East Campus. That's not a thing. You have to manage Enactus as your priority and you have to see the societies you are in. It's not impossible. It depends upon you, how you're working. But just because Enactus is a includes both DTU, main campus, and East Campus students does not mean that you guys will have any disadvantage. It's about you and how you manage your time. It wouldn't be a problem if you can do it well.
Okay. Okay. Great. Any other questions? Or I think we can wrap this up if there are no more questions.
There's this question that when the colleges will reopen, what will be the frequency of personal meetings in a month and how much field work will take place?
Uh, Guys, I can't really provide you a very strict figure for that. But usually, let's say when colleges do reopen, we do have 1 or 2 meetings a week, right? And field visits, depending on which project you are in, varies. But you essentially you might not really have field visits during the weekdays, but your weekends will definitely have field visits and stuff, and sometimes your weekdays as well. So again, summing, I mean, let me make one thing clear, right? So an actress is not a society where there's not a lot of work, right? There's a lot of work, there's a lot of learning. So you will have work, but at the same time you will be able to manage other things that you want to. So I think this is the best answer that I can provide, because I can't really quantify this for you guys. So yeah.
Okay, so there's this one question. Can any one of you give a story about your personal fulfillment or growth that you experienced while working in an actors? Any personal story?
uh, okay, does anyone want to take this question from an actress,
Yeah,
or
I
do you
can
guys want me
I
to take?
can go ahead. No issues.
Go ahead, Nishant.
Yeah, so guys, as you know, Enactus is a society that helps you grow in many directions, in the business direction, in the technical direction, in almost any direction that you can imagine. So speaking from my experience personally, since I'm a third year student, I recently had interviews for my internships, etc. And one place that I felt I stood out from the rest of the crowd was my ability to communicate better and my ability to have a good business sense. So, as in when I'm applying for companies that offer consultancy and business profiles, being a part of an Actors DTU has helped me to understand exactly how to answer questions when they are directed towards me related to a business problem. So this is one thing that I definitely benefited from Enactus, and I felt I was able to assess and answer those questions much better than other people because of the exposure that I had while dealing with companies and clients and while having visits in Enactus. So for me, that was a personal growth that I, fulfilled at my time in Enactus.
Okay, thank you, Nishant. So I think that kind of answers your question. But yeah, I'll give you my story in short. So when I joined Enactus, I didn't know a lot of things about, let's say, the business world, how to communicate, how to publicly communicate with people, and uh, like a lot of things. You have a lot of frameworks. You have, I mean, honestly, I can't really list out all of these things here. But what I can say is, at the end of the day, it's made me a much better person. it's made me much more knowledgeable. And I feel like, when I go ahead and talk to anyone, I feel that, there is some knowledge that I have, that I'm capable of talking to people just because I have some knowledge. So I think that's a bit small thing that I can tell you guys, right? Whereas if you do want to listen to some personal stories, you can definitely, I mean, if you get in Enactus, would love to share them with you. So yeah. Any other questions, guys?
I
Vibhu,
don't think
Arushi.
there are like more questions. We have answered like most of them.
Okay. 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 That's great. Chalo, then I think we can end it then. So if there are no more questions, so thanks a lot for to everyone for joining in. Right, it was great having you guys. So I'm definitely looking forward to you guys filling up the form, and then moving ahead with us in the recruitment process. So all the best for that, right? And we'll definitely keep you guys updated with everything that's going on. So yeah, thank you guys. Goodbye. Have a good day.